What's up, everybody? This is Enlightened Masculinity. It'll be a brief show, just introducing the dating show pilot that we have going on this month. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Yogi Chris, PhD, founder of Ninth Limb Yoga. Yeah, I always say the PhD in the yogi part because that's how I introduce myself. Chris DeVilbus. Nice to meet you. That's the government name. You happy? And I'm captain of IMC Nation. After this, we could talk. We have a live Zoom stream going, live Instagram feed, live YouTube feed, and I'll just be introducing the dating show pilot. Now, IMC Nation, if you don't know what this is, it's a movement of men. Yeah, there's women involved, but they, for the most part, I mean, pretty much all of them follow a man in the movement. The man is leading and the woman is following because I don't know what the woman's going to do in the movement besides like break it apart pretty much. And I'm living with the founder here at IMC Base One, and I'm the captain. So I run a lot of the organization, what have you. So he transferred to me the idea, the creation for this month. We have creations a lot of months. We have many creations out there, many music videos, many party highlight videos, many just some incredible shots of us. I mean, if you've ever seen 23, just gangster looking, tough looking motherfuckers, but they're not gangsters. And they're very gentle, but capable of a lot of damage, able to withstand a lot of damage. And they're philosophers, and many of them are philosopher poets. This is IMC Nation. And so if you've never seen 23 of us roll into a strip club, it fucking is a sight to behold. The whole club stops. It's just a whole posse. A lot of survival value in that. If we were a gang rolling through the jungle, I mean, you'd have to be like an empire to stand up to us, essentially. And we are an empire. We're just distributed across the planet, and it's growing. It's growing. 2 million views on TikTok in the last 2 months. I'm telling you what. So this dating show is something that is an evolution of many previous dating shows that were hosted and sponsored by various businessmen and people, entrepreneurs that flew in from around the country for a particular kind of experience. This is, you know, we're an evolution of the game. We are the game. The game is real. The game between man and woman, the evolutionary psychology, her agenda, your agenda. Like I was telling my girl earlier, I was going over my ideal dating profile. I went over it in a previous podcast. Like I had this epiphany about, say this. And it was, man, it's beautiful. And I was going over it in lecture, and the girls were liking it, and my girl was liking it. And at some point I say something like, you know, these criteria, these bullet points that I would have on my dating profile, and I will, I'll put it there. These are a lot of the objections that women have to dating a guy like me. Like an objection like, I spend too much time with my friends, or she wants to come along for the things that I do with my guys. She even wants to be around or interact in some way with my guys. No, you're coming from a totally different culture. That's not the culture here. I got guys that I'm in business with, that I'm friends with, that I work with. It's my gang, it's my tribe, it's my group. They're my friends, and it's my life outside of you. And if I want you to come along, then I'll invite you for maybe something sometimes, but it's rare. And it's totally not necessary. It's really more as a billboard or a poster for our relationship, how she treats me, how she is on my arm, how she walks through the venue with me, how she regards me, her attention on me, how she talks with me, her sound is a reflection of our relationship, her and me. Because it doesn't matter how much the man is like, I love you, you're so great, you're beautiful, you're everything I want. If she's mistreating him, that's a weak ass relationship. And if she's treating him real great and he's mistreating her, then very soon the environment will have a problem with that. Another man will come along, and she either loves it the way he treats her because she stays with him, or she'll get another man, because women have options like that. They attract men. But if she's treating me good, then that's really the indication of her relationship with me and how I am with women, how I am with a woman, at least. You multiply that, multiple women around you, or proud to be around you, it just amplifies things. So that's a common objection. Let's say another thing that was on my dating profile was like 6 bullet points. One of them was like, I want a woman, seeking a woman who values relationships and communication and wants to get better at communication and already considers herself good at communication, but knows she could be better and wants to get better. She wants to grow. And I told my girl, I was like, first of all, I just put that in as like a doggy biscuit. It was a doggy treat to say seeking a girl that's good at communication, because every girl thinks she's good at communication and they all suck. They're all really, really bad. They never say what they mean, especially when they're upset, which is the most vital time when you need to say what you mean. It's very frustrating. But that's why in the game is where we find our evolution, because not only do we have to be examples of how to communicate when you're upset about something. And it's not like life is communicating about upset, relationships are about upsets, but those are the things that break relationships and ruin life. And on the other side of that upset is change, interchange, transformation, awareness, and the ability to really grow in other areas of life. Because if it's a problem in the relationship, it's really a problem everywhere. It's just the relationship brings light on it because you're around each other so much. You have such a genetic affinity and closeness and desire for each other, but then you have psychologically things that repel each other. So then you have this dual pull going. One is a pull, one's a push. If you're not getting along, but you're still attracted to each other, or if you really get along, but you're not attracted to each other, that's going to be a different kind of conflict, and how to negotiate that. Know what I'm saying? Sometimes I got to throw in that ghetto talk because I talk so intelligent. I'm like, know what I'm saying? Just to balance it out. You know what I'm saying? So where was I going with this? Oh, so I was like, okay, so besides that doggy biscuit that I gave a girl so that we're on a dating profile, at least she can feel proud that she's communicating, good communicator. She at least knows that she wants to get better. Because I don't want to talk to a girl who doesn't want to get better at communication. If she doesn't recognize that she needs to get better, then, oh, man, it's just a quality. She may not like go around confessing everywhere and saying, I want to get better at communication. That might not be like her thing that she says. But when reading that on my profile, I don't know that I would say all this on my profile. That was the point of the video, because I need to condense it down a lot. It's way too many words. So I don't even know if that would make it in the dating profile. But basically, seeking a woman who wants to grow and know that she can grow and wants to grow. That's basically like the distilled sentence of that. And if she doesn't know that she wants to grow, then I don't know how we're going to relate. Like I need, like, and the objection, why that's a common objection, is because the girl will give you advice from her experience. And I don't know how she's grown from that. She just was impressed by a bunch of experiences, maybe repeated experiences. So she survived them somehow. And so she has some belief about how to survive that. And she's going to tell that to you. Like that's some wise advice. Like she studied that or self-evaluated that. Like she's just a social robot like most people. They experienced some things and they survived them. And then that's how they learned how to behave in those situations, was however they did. They never reevaluated. So they adopted a bunch of behaviors from mom and dad and whatever. Let's say another criteria in the dating profile was seeking a woman that can respect the disciplined schedule of a man. Okay. So that's going to be an objection of a lot of women. Like they're going to not, when you say 10 to 2, they want to hang out past 2, or they show up late, or they show up early. And I'm not marching to your whistle, woman. Like I have a schedule, and that's because I have a lot of people that rely on me and my production and whatever. And yeah, I'm not so abrasive or tight ass that I can't accommodate some things, but it's a schedule. And the reason why I can't just hang out with you every day is because I have a schedule and I do things and it's productive. So you got to respect that. Okay. So, but that's a common thing that every woman's going to say. And a lot of women will say when they have problems with you or your lifestyle or some idea that you have, they'll say it, they'll object in a way that's like, well, I'm not like other women, or, I'm different because this. And they don't realize that almost all other women say that same thing. You're actually not different. You think you're different because you're not honest with other women about how you deal with relationships. But I'm part of a mastermind group. Man, I was introducing the fucking dating show. I don't even know how I got on that. There was some tangent. I was going to say, well, I'm part of a mastermind group, and this is what's so interesting about this dating show, this Millionaires Club. It's an evolution of the Millionaires Club. And the Millionaires Club was hosted in a private venue. We also did something called a taboo event, and the taboo event was in a private house. It's a private party, a lot of strippers there, and there were also strippers in the Millionaires Club, but they weren't stripping. They were hired for their ability to converse, their beauty, their femininity, and they went through this game situation. Oh, I think I was talking about the game. So the game is alive and real. The game is the game. It's like if you played Monopoly, you would have a game board. There would be some options of what you could do, and there would be some rules. If you do this, then this happens. You have some choice where you could buy this hotel or this or that. It's Monopoly or any board game or any game, really. There's like rules to the game, and then there's strategies to win it. And in the game of life, you as a man are definitely looking for a complementary partner. Her as a woman, you as a woman are definitely looking for that king, which is a complement to you. You want a king that complements you. You don't want a peasant that complements you. You don't want a king that you don't get along with. You want a king that complements you, that you complement. Ultimately, it's going to be you complement him because he's the source of value. But in most situations, in most relationships, in most places, so most, that means like 8 or 9 out of 10 or more, he's not the prize. He doesn't think of himself as the prize. He doesn't act like the prize. So she ends up considering herself the prize. And she moves forward relationship after relationship like that. And the reason why it's relationship after relationship is because she's not fulfilled. She's not fulfilled by that guy, so she leaves him for another guy. And not fulfilled by that guy and leaves him for another guy. You got wrong beliefs about relationships. That's why you keep jumping. You keep jumping guy to guy. And I get it that there's 9 out of 10 guys are also weak and pathetic. And it's like, you're not really having like a lot of great choices to choose from. Dad probably didn't educate you that well. Media is fucking you up, Disney and everything, just like it fucked me up. And what you don't have is you don't have a mastermind group or the will and discipline to study philosophy and psychology and the real shit, not university psychology that's like Nazi German pedophile psychology, but like real psychology, like the science, not the theories that end up warping and distorting people. Okay, so the Millionaires Club. This was a private party with these, what we call hired guns, women hired for their beauty, but also under that criteria, they're able to converse and like go back and forth. Now, why people would travel and come to this party is because the nature of the conversations were guided by the MC, AZD, the Master of Ceremonies, AZD, Rasta Bardi Bazaris, the founder of IMC Nation, and I live at IMC Base 1, the first of 5 bases. After 2.25 years, we now have 5 bases, and it's growing. It started with 1 base, and it was 1 base for over, long story short, it was a base for like, there was a temporary base 2, and then it dissolved, and then another base 2 joined, and then they've all stuck around after that. So for like 1.5 years, there was just 1 base. And then in the last 9 months, there's become base 2, base 3, base 4, and now base 5. So it's rapid growth. And these guys seem very stable. Base 5 especially, the newest base is excelling. They're just like shining. So that's great. Do we have anybody here from base 5? No. So the nature of these conversations given by the MC, the questions, they were like the seeds. When you plant a seed and it grows into like a tree, these questions were the seeds for great conversation, and the kind of conversation that really pulls 2 energies together. That is an exchange and a sharing of intimate, that means like close to one's heart and close to one's self, deepest being, intimate perceptions or intimate beliefs about very simple, casual ideas, easy to say, but when you really start to dialogue about them, that's why, I'm not saying them, they are esoteric, they are hidden, they are cloaked, they are in some cases taboo, meaning like almost risky. They are the substance of really comfortable quality relationships. because when you understand each other on these subjects, then you move with a different kind of confidence. Like when we watch Cosmic Disclosure and we talk about the alien agenda and what's going on with humans and the breakaway civilizations on the moon and Mars, and we're hidden from the elites and the technologies they have. When you really start to understand some of those things more, then your little human condition and human experience becomes trivial, and you free up. You don't get depressed about it. You free up. You're like, I've been playing the game way too small. I should go for broke because, man, this is like a trap. Death is a trap. Old age is a trap. Our medical industry is a trap. The socio-political structure is a trap. It's a trap. But it's very loosely controlled, and I have a lot of freedom of imagination and communication. And at the end, none of those things are going to be very fulfilling. I'll just kind of go down this hamster wheel or the hamster path of left foot, right foot until it's the end. And I'm seeing examples and new potentials, like the kinds of relationships that are free from that normie condition of the man-woman dynamic that's out there. I should really say the woman-man dynamic out there. It's the woman-man dynamic out there. And it's pathetic and it's sad. And my girl is so happy that she can relax around me because I'm dominant and I'm in charge when we go out. She doesn't have to repel guys and fucking deal with passive aggressive communication from hostesses or workers anywhere. Like, and she sees that as an example. She sees an example of how to be charming, how to be friendly, how to be sincere to levels that she doesn't know. She's not good at because she's not a good communicator, but she's way better than other girls that don't hang out with me. It's that value that I bring that's not the coin in my pocket. It's the words in my mind and my ability to express myself, but I can't force it down her throat and I can't force her to admire it. That's the laws of attraction. That's the science of relationships. So much of that, it's not just the facts and figures of like, the statistics of mating and divorce and, cheating and the truth about pheromones and body symmetry and, men's desires and women's desires and what really happens to them in childhood and this and that. Like all those facts and figures, that's different than understanding psychology, understanding how her experiences have shaped her and you. And it's so complex leading her through life. There's so many things that can come up, reactions to the environment, reactions to other people. And you must stay leader and guide and father figure and protector and alpha male throughout, or she loses attraction. She doesn't have a choice. It's in her genes. And when she loses attraction, she's going to bring you frustration. When you feel frustrated, then you stop appreciating her. When you stop appreciating her, she stops appreciating you because she follows your lead. And when you stop appreciating each other, the relationship falls apart. Just because you didn't know how to lead when she was dramatizing because the environment or something that was said kind of makes her lose control because she's not okay. You're not okay either, but you got to lead. So you got to be less not okay. You got to be more okay than her. A lot more. And you already are, because she's been victimized and subjected her whole life in general, on average, more than you, much more. And if she hasn't, and you've been subjected to all that, then man, if you're still around and you're strong enough to grow through that, then you'll be way stronger than any man that hasn't been through that. So it's really to your advantage if you look for it. So the Millionaires Club, it was this evolution. We did like 9 or 10 or 11 of these parties, very prestigious, private venue, closed off, girls there, guys came, rotation of girls, lots of questions asked, lots of great conversations had, video highlights made. Now, the difference of those video highlights is, well, I'll get into that in a second when I cut off the live streams. So this time around, it's going to be at an Airbnb, very large Airbnb. Very beautiful Airbnb. So it's more dynamic, upstairs, downstairs, porch, balcony, backyard, possibly pool, jacuzzi. Right now, one of the guardians, I have him on it. He's looking for it. I already know 2 or 3 that I could get that I found previously, but I want him to see if he can find new ones. And this is going to give it a very homely vibe. And the TV show idea, the pilot, as it gets put together, I mean, the pitching of this idea, it's Very simple. And it's going to go to all the networks, and especially Gaia TV. So the models that we have coming, they will be hired, but they'll also be well, imagine what happens when a girl arrives and she's paid to interact. She's going to have a front. She's going to try to be friendly, try to be nice, try to be whatever she thinks that the guys are looking for to some extent. They may not know now, but there'll probably be a winner, and a winner is selected by the guys who vote on it, and the winner gets a cash prize, and it's hefty. It's more than the pay that you're originally getting. And the chance to sign with royalty modeling for continued gigs. So that's nice. And they'll find that out. And it's amazing when money's on the line like that, fakeness comes out, but also effort. We want the girl to give us effort. It's nice as a guy to feel that reference. And so the guys that are coming, they're very qualified to be part of this. They're high level in many instances, and they're qualified to carry the conversation. And there'll be some surprising results. That's hence the reality show. It's going to be a great mix. It's not going to be like The Bachelorette necessarily, or The Bachelor. It's not going to be like The Pickup Artist with a bunch of sad, sorry guys. It's going to be very spontaneous, and you're going to see some truth come out, some reality come out of the girls and the guys. The guys will grow because the questions and where they come from. AZD is world-class, top of the planet, what he does. He's decoded these access points, or these areas of the mind and the heart and the body that when we talk about them, it's very connecting. It's not about getting the girl on the reality show. They're paid actresses or paid models. It's about the skills you require as a man, because this is really your value as a man. Like I was saying with my girls, you accumulate this wisdom and experience. It translates to all areas of life, and especially relationships. And it's invaluable, man. When you really care for a girl and you can't keep her around, or she's running amok and she's chaos. And a lot of that is just in your ability to handle her emotions and dramatizations about things. I'm not talking about the girl that's like not interested in you, or doesn't, she's unethical and cheating on you, like mistreats you. Like, I'm not talking about that girl. I mean, the girl that's a good girl, but she's having trouble handling her mind and emotions, being with you, under your control, in that dynamic. She's got a lot of conflict inside of her, a lot of conflict that's been done to her. And you got to guide her through. This is no joke. You got to become so good, because the world around you, in the minds of the world, of the people in this world, it's just, they're shattered, they're torn apart, they're like stitched together like a Frankenstein. Like, they have so many contradicting ideas and so much intense abusive experience transmitted to them to give them those ideas, that they're not good at relationships. Just look at all marriages, all monogamous relationships, even polygamous relationships, open relationships. The world at large, they're just terrible at relating with each other. The ability to listen and really listen and pay attention and listen with your feelings to what she means. And, because you're going to have to guide her. Don't look for a girl that's such a great communicator. I am, because I want the girls who think of themselves as good communicators and who value communication. But they're not going to be as good as you. And if they are, then it's not going to work. She needs a man that's much better than her. That's what she's seeking. This is what I have found. Okay. All right. So I'm going to end the live stream. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll end the live stream over here to YouTube. You guys should have come to Zoom. And the last thing I'll say here on Zoom, so the dealio is, it's $1,000 ticket. There's one spot left in the Airbnb. You could be in the Airbnb with AZD, myself, and Lieutenant Guerrero has picked up one of the spots. If we have real eager interest and the money's right there and ready, then we may even upgrade to a 5-bedroom Airbnb. And don't worry, it's going to be plenty big for the party. It's going to be nice and luxurious. And the ticket includes the Airbnb for the guys that jump on it. Then we're taking up to 5 guys for the party, and you'll be in the party. You'll be part of the auditions, and that's an upgrade to the in-person camp. So Gio, Ted Addix, Anbu, Sean Murphy, Adrian Garcia, Arslan, I think you're in the States. So that's where that potential is at. And I think that's very exciting. I think that your game personally, you'll have a lot of footage that you can use. We'll distribute it differently because we have a different videographer now. And so you'll get a lot of footage of yourself. This is going to be very good for creating that lifestyle. You want the lifestyle of Arash. His pickup artist coaches bragged about how his lifestyle, he wasn't necessarily so proud of that, but he sees how that's such the appeal. And you need a certain vibe and content on your social media, and you need to get used to it. You need to get used to women in your life and women on your social media and handling your social life and bringing order to it as you upgrade your philosophy. You apply your philosophy to life, and these give you references that will push your experience up. And that will, when you go back to your life, let's say you go back to base 2, or you go back to LA, you go back to Maryland, you go back to wherever you're from, you will have much higher self-awareness, higher self-esteem. You'll be operating at a higher vibratory level, and you'll have the skills to create space in your life to welcome in the women, the relationships, the lifestyle, because you came here and you expanded and you got the reference. You go back, and we're going to get you lots of social media content, interacting with these women at the house party. We'll have a final edited video that will be promoted. You'll look dope, super dapper. And, there's going to be a big immersive experience in it. Coaching throughout the weekend for the party guys by AZD. The guys that get into the Airbnb, you're going to have another level, because then you're there before and after the party. That's where you stay. So this is a very added dope benefit to the Mindbender event. And Mindbender event is obviously, it's been mind bending already. It's incredible. I've changed tremendously. Everybody's changed. I think Sultan has changed tremendously. So Fernando's changed tremendously. So I recommend Mindbender, imcbase1.com, and that's where you go for that, or for whatever future event if you're catching this recording. If you're interested in VIP experiences or coming in person, there's one-on-ones available and so on, then just direct message me. You could find out how if you click the description. It's on Instagram, PhD Yogi Chris. And I think that's all. I think I saw some questions. I know I'll be talking with Adrian Garcia after this. So Adrian, if you want to call me after this, I'll go now, guys. I'll see you on Advanced Talk. Starts in 25 minutes. Os.